Roosevelt Davis of BHOinnovations.com. Go over there and buy your books, your courses, stuff. Okay, no problem. Schedule. Ooh, someone trying to book. But anyway, so today I'm gonna share with some of you about a true story about a boss who gave his best 3 employees a loan. And he gave all 3 of them a loan to see if they know how to manage money properly. One was in electric, one was in the water field, and the other one's in the real estate field. So he gave them each money to invest to bring more money back to the company. So the boss said, listen, I'm going on a holiday for about a year. When I get back, I'm going to evaluate who won or who brought back the most money from each endeavor that it was already in. So let's go with the real estate investor. Well, the real estate investor, he invested in more properties. And then he kept on buying other properties to bring in cash flow. What happened next, that he didn't evaluate the economy and what was going on in the economy. So he over leveraged himself. Let's skip that. We'll move on and come back. The next person was the water person. The person who managed the water. Well, he managed the water in different factors. So he said, we already have water. How can I multiply the water? Well, I'm going to invest in filters, wrenches, water treatment plants, and then I'm going to invest in different countries that need water so we can have a flow of other sources of water that brings in revenue. That was such a wise move. The third one, who owned the electric, the very first one, he owned an electric company. He was over the electric company. He said, well, we already have the territory of electric. So how can I invest to bring more energy without using the resources that we already have available? How can I bring more resources? So he invested in lighting, solar light, solar power, biopower, gas producing trash power, biopower. He invested in things that generate income to reduce the electric output to the clients and also bring in more revenue to sell to other places in other states. All right, cool. So let's go back to the real estate agent, the real estate investor. Well, he could not find a great leverage to bring in cash flow. He built a bunch of properties, which what happened next, the asset wasn't producing cash. So he kept on trying to make those properties produce that income. So he put bad renters without vetting them. He put in bad locations that which people were tearing up the property. He put it in, he didn't master the cash flow of the properties, so he had to get people to fix the properties over and over again. So he had a loss of what he was investing in. Now, many people think that real estate is a great asset column. Yes, it is. But it's a high leverage also. You could be over leveraged in that business. Water. Water is similar to blood. If you don't know how to clean it, you'll get sick. If you don't know how to use treatment centers to reproduce it or capture it from the rainwater, it will spoil. If you don't know how to gather more water, like dig for water, like you're digging for gold, and spread it to other countries, and to help those countries have a resource of water so they can survive and live, water is better than gold. Electric. Electric is necessary. Lights is good for generation. Generating, including fire. So if you know how to produce it and produce more energy, like bio, like solar power, like wind power, like all electricity to produce more energy so you can sell to other countries or other cities. So the boss came back from his long trip. He came back to evaluate each person and evaluate what they have done in their business. The first one, he went to the electricity person. The electricity person said, boss, he called boss and said, boss, I have generated more money for you. This is the pile of money. This is what we've done with your money. We built more solar plants to gain solar energy from the sun. We also we used the bio that we receive from trash and dumpster areas to produce gas producing power so we can keep our plants running, and that's lowered our costs. Also, we sold to other countries the overage, and that produced the income each and every month of cash flow. He looked at the numbers and he said, man, you did such a great job of producing us more money. You are of value to the company. So, with these profits, you get to keep the lion's share of the profits. You have done well done. Next, he evaluated the water company. The water company said, well, we bought filtration systems to filter the water that we already have from bio, from cleaning plants, for sanitation plants, for rainwater, and so much more. And then we was able to spread that to other countries. We built plants in other countries so they could have rainwater, and that produced us income and goodwill for those countries that we help. And this is the bottom line, that we made money from those countries. He said, man, that is awesome. You have done a great job producing the company more money so they can have more cash flow. So what I'm going to do for you, you will receive the lion's share of the profits. Next, real estate. Now, the boss was very excited about real estate because real estate is strongly on the asset column. Strong. That's what everyone believed. But however, at this point, he said, boss, I took all your money and I buried it into real estate. But what happened next, boss, we lost money in real estate because we had so many properties and not enough tenants. And then we built in areas that we thought that needed our help. And those people were late on rents. We had to evict them. We had to kick them out. They put holes in the areas that we had to repair. But we still have the property, sir. He said, the boss took a moment, took some thought process. He said, did you not know what to do with my money? Did you not know how to invest properly with my money? Haven't I shown you proper ways to invest? You are more ignorant than I could ever think. You have lost our money in something that does not perpetuate more money back to the company. So for you who have what you have, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Give the money to the one who has no control of money. Give him all the money that you have, and you go back and leave this job. I would not like to see you any longer. And here's what we are doing today in our own economy. We're not managing the money that we have, the resources that is given to us, because we assume that we have someone, a shepherd, a servant, a boss, who's going to be responsible. But with those responsibilities of those three people, they have the responsibility to get rid of you. Learn about money. Learn how to multiply money. Learn how to manipulate money so you can always have more of it. The real estate guy should never expand more than the cash flow of the money. He didn't bring no money, no profits back to the master, the boss. The other two brought resources, expansion, cash flow, and new technology. The real estate person did not do neither. He bought single house properties, which was in bad areas. He did not study the marketplace. He did not gain cash flow. He didn't do leveraging and taxes and tax shelters. He only believed that he was buying the property just to hold the property. So he was holding the property to be safe. But he didn't manipulate the property for expansion. The expansion that he believed is single family homes. He didn't expand in hotels. He didn't expand in apartment buildings. He didn't expand in commercial buildings. He did not expand. So he dug his money into one place that left him unsafe whatsoever and left him empty-handed without any money. So this is how the boss or your master, and how this is the biblical sense of anything that you do. You must know how to manage the limited money that you have so you can be able to master a lot. This is Roosevelt of BHO Innovations. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make a comment and put down below what you think that is possible for mastering your money. If you feel that this does not make any sense to you, please clarify how can I make it better and more understanding to you. From electric, from water to real estate. These are three income classes, and all of three of them could be mismanaged without the right person who managed the assets and bring back the money to the master, your boss, or the company that you work for, or your company, your household. It's all identified as one. I hope you have a great new year and do your due diligence in anything that you invest. Work hard, stay focused, and be blessed. Peace.